In this section, we are going to learn serverless microservice architecture and see an example implementation with using AWS event-driven serverless microservices using AWS Lambda, API Gateway, Event Bridge, SQS, DynamoDB, and CDK for infrastructure as code. So let me give some brief information about the serverless microservices. Serverless microservices are a type of microservice architecture in which the infrastructure is managed by a cloud provider and the microservices are executed in a serverless computing environment. This means that the microservices are automatically scaled to meet the demand of the application and the developer doesn't have to worry about provisioning and managing servers. These are several tools and services that can be used to implement serverless microservices that we can include AWS Lambda, Azure Functions, and Google Cloud Functions. Those are the serverless computing platform provided by the AWS, Microsoft Azure, and the Google Cloud. And they allow developers to write and deploy microservices that run in response to specific events or API or such as an HTTP request or change to a database. Here is an example of how a serverless microservice might be implemented using the AWS Lambda. The first step is write the microservice code in a programming language supported by AWS Lambda, for example Node.js, Python, or Java. The second step is package the code and any dependencies into a deployable package, for example in a zip file. And the third step is create an AWS Lambda function and upload the package into the function. And the fourth step is configure the function to be triggered by a specific event, for example an HTTP request from the API gateway. And the fifth step is we can test and debug the function using the AWS Lambda console or command line tools. And the last step is deploy the function to a production environment and monitor its performance using the AWS CloudWatch. So this is just one example of how serverless microservices can be implemented. Other tools and services may have different approaches and requirements that we will see in the next videos.